Hey, welcome to my channel and to another menu plan and grocery haul. Now, I haven't shopped yet while I'm doing this, but me and Sebastian will go again today, and I guess we'll be driving one of them car buggies. That's so hard to push around. They're long as a boat. But I will tell you this, they'll turn on a dime. I tried to make a Yui in one of the aisles and it turned right around. So anyway, most likely it's going to be a Harris Teeter haul. That's where I plan on going. Now the menu this week is going to be, I'm trying to make it easy because Holly is due Sunday. So she could go this week. It's Wednesday. She could go before or she could go after. Depends on when she goes to her doctor's appointment on Friday, how she has progressed. They told her if she's progressing good, they'll leave her alone, let her, go into her own labor. And if she's not, then they're going to induce. So I would just as soon they not induce. I would like her to experience what it's like to start having contractions and the excitement of going to the hospital and all that without it being just, set up and scheduled. So anyway, I'm trying to keep this week stuff that I can do quickly, like throw stuff in a crock pot or just not anything involved, because I don't know when I'll get the call and I don't know what I'll be in the middle of, because when I get that call, I'm going to have to drop it and go because however long it takes, I'm gonna have to be at that hospital when that baby's born. So I'm gonna have to try to keep it easy around here. Anyway, let's just jump on into the menu. So for tonight, I still have that spaghetti squash over there because when I made my spaghetti 2 nights ago, when I planned the menu, I still had Sebastian at nights to be with me for supper. And then RJ got his new job just like that. And so now he's with RJ for supper. Well, I got busy and then I got on the phone with the JPP and I got behind. I'm like, I just used the spaghetti that I bought for Sebastian instead of the spaghetti squash. And it was so good. It was so good. So anyway, I still got that squash over there to use. And I'm going to do the Sloppy Joe squash bowls. Sloppy Joe spaghetti squash bowls. It's a recipe I made a very long time ago, but it come from the WW app back when I was still doing WW. And turns out we liked it. So I've made it several times. So I'm going to make that again with some kind of beans. And then Thursday, crock pot Mississippi chicken. I'm going to do it exactly the same way I do the roast. I'm just going to use chicken in its place. And I sear the roast, but I'm not going to sear the chicken. I'm just going to throw it in the crock pot. The Mississippi chicken I made last week, I made a community post. You may or may not see those. I don't know. But it was in the oven. Same recipe with the au jus mix and the ranch dressing and the peppercini things. But that sauce concentrated so much. It was so salty we couldn't even eat it. So we took the chicken out, but we didn't eat the sauce with it. Had it not been so salty, I think maybe if you use less of the seasoning packets, it might be okay, but I'm going to do it again, and I'm just going to throw it in the crock pot. That'll be easy, and I don't think it will be concentrated because the roast is not. The roast works out fine. And then some beans. I'm probably, maybe, we'll see, going to make a double batch of whatever kind of bean I make tonight and just have again tomorrow. Then Friday, I have a barbecue pork tenderloin that I got on special. I have it in the freezer. That's easy enough. I'll just thaw it out, pop it in the oven, I don't know, 40, 45 minutes. And then I'm going to get some mashed potatoes. Listen, I don't make, since we've gone low carb, I don't make homemade mashed potatoes because I don't want to buy a bag of taters and have them sitting over here for us to eat on. So I just been getting usually it's Bob Evans in the little container. I'm going to tell you what, them is some good mashed taters. I don't care who you are, them is some good mashed taters. So I'm going to get another one of those. I get them for David mainly, and I'll take a scoop of them out. And then some greens. I bought 2 greens last week. In my mind, I still sometimes cook for the family when it's just me and him, and we don't need 2 greens. We just need the one. So I still have one in the freezer. And then Saturday, I'm going to do a crock pot beef stew because I have some stew beef in the freezer with some brown rice and green beans. Then Sunday, I have eat out. That could be interchangeable according to if she goes into labor or not. If she hadn't gone into labor by Sunday, then we'll just eat out Sunday. And then after that, we'll just play it by ear. But I'm hoping the way it works out, because I can schedule these things, that I'll have time to get something in the crock pot. And then it'll be ready, I don't know. Babies do what babies do. But all I can do is plan the best I can plan. And then Monday is a new recipe for pork chops Diane. I don't know. We'll see. It's very simple. It's a very simple recipe. And some squash and cabbage. I have not made cabbage in a while. Tuesday, crock pot onion mushroom chicken. And that's because I have a drawer over here that I keep my seasoning packets in. And so I was thumbing through there yesterday when I was making my menu. And I found some of that lifted onion mushroom soup mix. The dry soup mix like it just the regular onion, but it was onion mushroom. I bought it for something because one of the packets is gone and I don't remember what. But I thought, well, I'll sprinkle that in some cream of chicken on the chicken in the crock pot and just let it do its thing. Now, I make my own homemade cream of chicken soup, but I'm taking a pass this week. I'm just going to buy a can of it. I checked the carbs online. I didn't check the healthy request, but I checked the regular, and it's kind of, if you just sit down and eat the can by the spoon, it's going to be high in carbs. But I think spread out over the recipe, and if I don't glob a ton of it on my plate, I think I'll be fine. And then more brown rice and some other kind of bean. Now that brings us to meal prep. And should she go into labor on her due date, which is Sunday, there won't be a meal prep. But I may try to do it Saturday like I did last week. I don't know. If it's something that happens, I may do it Monday. I don't know. I may not do it at all, but I've got it planned. I know one thing I will do. But breakfast, I have the sausage breakfast casserole. It is so good, and that recipe is on my website. I have it linked below. Lunch, I'm just going to do low-carb bento boxes. That way, if I have not had lunch and I have to go to the hospital, or even if I don't have supper, I can grab one out of the refrigerator and just throw it in a bag and take it with me. It'll have like boiled eggs, Slim Jims, cheese cubes, maybe some kind of fruit, blueberries, something like that. So I'm just going to mix up different things that are good on low carb and throw them in these little Ziploc things I have that I used, back when I was on Weight Watchers. And then snack, I want to make some of the peanut butter blondies that I made before. They're considered low carb, even though they're like 10 carbs for one little one. But if you use regular white flour, they would be so much higher in carbs. So in relation to regular with flour with almond flour, it is low carb. It's all relative, ain't that what they say? So that is it for this week. And as far as I know, when we turn around, we will be looking at Harris Teeter. Okay, so we'll start over here with this cold stuff. Since I had to bring the groceries in myself, this was like the last stuff I got in, just so happened to be all together. I had a heavy cream that was busted. That's why the taters don't have a sleeve on them, because everything I got on all kind of stuff I had to clean up. But I got my eggs and my half and half and butter and sour cream. These were the things I had to wash up. And then David wanted his Trop 50. I wonder if you drink that, how many carbs? Did we look at that already before? 13 carbs for 8-ounce glass. And then my almond milk, which I just love drinking, and skim milk. And these were buy one get one free Colby Jack, and then This is extra sharp cheddar and Gouda, and I think these are all 1 carb a stick. 0. Oh, okay, so that don't make sense. This one is 0 carbs, and the Colby Jack, I already looked at it, is 1 carb. Wonder what the difference is. Anyway, got those, and then my poor little squished up sausage for my casserole. You know, Niece's, that's my favorite. Now let's go over here to the other side. Okay, back here we have Sebastian's letters and Spider-Man's. He's got 1 letter left. That's not going to be enough for 1.5 weeks. And then I needed to refill my diced tomatoes in my beef broth. And their cream of chicken's cheap, 2 for $1. So I went for Harris Teeter brand. This is for that pork chops Diane. This is the salt-free. I decided to get this because every lemon pepper I have ever owned in my life has clumped up, and I think it's from the moisture in the salt. So I'm thinking, since there is no salt in this one might last. That's why I opted that. I can add my own salt, so that ain't no big deal. They were out of Slim Jims again this week. None whatsoever. So I got these Jack Links. There's 9, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to like cut them in thirds or halves, and they are, let's see if we can read that, 1 carb for 1 stick. So that's not bad. This, I wanted nuts to go on my bento box, and I saw this. It's the cashews, pecans, almonds, and dark chocolate. And dark chocolate is good for you. Now, it's high in carbs, but it's a healthy carb. So it's 11 minus 2 of the fiber, so that's 9 for an ounce. To me, that's a lot of nuts. And the health benefit of dark chocolate, so that's why I got that. And then I needed cocoa powder. I'm trying this Simple Truth Organic. It was cheaper than Hershey's, so that's why I got that. And another OG mix for the Mississippi chicken. And I needed another Duke's because the one I just pulled out of my reserve had to be replaced. And David needed decaf tea bags. And look at the size of this cornstarch. I just wanted a little round thing like I get at Walmart. This will fill it up probably twice or more. So I'm going to have to, maybe I'll stick it in the freezer. I'll fill up my little container and stick the rest in the freezer. But it was only 89 cents. So I was not buying the plastic thing for $4 when I could get this for 89 cents. And then here's Sebastian's. He wanted some donuts and more Go-Gurts, which he does not call them Go-Gurt, he calls them yogurt. And instead of muffins, he wanted the Nutty Buddies. I let him choose, and that's what he wanted. And then Scooby Snacks. He says he likes Scooby Snacks. He saw Scooby. I said, do you like them? He goes, yeah, they're Scooby Snacks. So that tells me he's had them before. He's not just telling me who it is. And then I thought this was on sale. This would be a good little pizza to get him. There's 9 slices in there, so I thought one of those is a good size for him. And then the pork chops, I got lucky and found a pack with 1, 2, 3, 4 in it. Most of the ones were big, and they're chicken. I'm just leaving it in this. Was their small pack with 2 breasts in it? It was buy one get one free. So I'm going to use 2 packs per meal this week, and they're just barely over a pound each, so that works out perfect. And then David wanted country ham for his breakfast this week. They didn't have his Frank Courier, but I'm sure this will be just as good. And then I did go for blueberries for my lunch boxes, and then that's for David for his lunch box, so he can chew that going down the road. And some squash, so I'm just going to leave in there. And a couple cucumbers, some little night lights, some bananas, little folding sandwich bags, tinfoil. They didn't have Reynolds wrap, which is my favorite, so I got that one. And cabbage and David's bread. And if you are ever curious as to what Flair eats, she got groceries today too. She eats dubia roaches, super worms, and wax worms. So that is it for our groceries this week. And I hope y'all have a good weekend. And I will see. It's not the weekend. I keep thinking this is Friday, but I'm doing this on Wednesday. Have a good hump day. All right. See you when I see you.